Most healthcare organizations have more data than ever before. Yet many teams still struggle to understand what physicians need from the data that they have, what patients are looking for, and how to make faster commercial decisions. In today's episode, we're joined by 𝐊𝐚𝐲𝐚 𝐿𝐲𝐚, co-founder and president of Doceree, and 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴 Women of Distinction honoree and top women in media and ad tech 2025 recipient. She shares how AI-powered marketing intelligence is helping healthcare marketers turn data into actionable insights that drive stronger patient and physician engagement. Healthcare entrepreneurs, are you ready to rewrite the rules for your business so you can have more time off, a great team, and more income while creating a positive social impact? Then you are in the right place. Welcome to The Provider's Edge. I'm your host, Sabrina Rumbach. I'm a provider, an international peak performance keynote speaker, and a best-selling author. Let's open the gateway to profitability for you today. My guests and I help healthcare entrepreneurs and startup founders like you break through barriers so you can control your business, control your life, and control your future. This is your defining moment to be a disruptor in healthcare. One of the most common topics we have been discussing is healthcare AI. And AI seems like a big buzzword in everything nowadays. So today we have the amazing 𝐊𝐚𝐲𝐚 𝐿𝐲𝐚 here. She is a co-founder and the president for Doceree, the AI-powered operating system for healthcare marketing. Yes, there is a sector and the domain for that. And she drives global strategy, client partnership, and operational execution, helping pharma and life sciences partners and organizations monetize marketing through AI, advanced analytics, and real-time optimization. Named as the 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴 Women of Distinction and top women in media and ad tech in 2025. We're so honored to have you here because we're big component, both from my own TED Talk to many things that we do, is about having women as leaders in not just healthcare, but healthcare technology innovation. So I'm so excited for you to share more about what you guys are building. As we start off, I think people have misconception of what it truly is. And AI should be a collaborative sparring partner for all of the clinical staff admin sides, not just a automation. So tell us more about how do you see in the leveraging AI as a partnership and in what you guys have created for Doceree?
Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you so much for a warm welcome. Just to keep it very brief and just to introduce and mention about what and how, what expertise I bring on table. I have been an advertiser from a very long time. I completed my advertising sprint in advertising agency, then moved to marketing and then mastered storytelling. In all these years, when I was doing all different roles in advertising agencies, I realized one thing which is so essential to build out anything, which is data. And over a period of time at Doceree, we realized that data exists. When the conversation around AI really started, it was all around how we can make data be more accessible. So it was all about automation. It was all about how we can utilize it to find things which we were finding difficult to search or look up. It was never about finding insights. And truly, AI has shown up as a great sparring partner because you can actually convert that data insights to an actionable insights which a marketer can really use and know what exactly they need to do as next steps, next action. And at Doceree, we take pride in building out anything and everything that comes from those sparring partners, using data, using AI, and helping marketers make those decision making moment much easier and simpler to identify and then action it.
When we think about healthcare marketing, I think people also needed to take a step back of just like marketing anything, right? If you think about life insurance in itself, some of them are painting a whole amazing picture of a story of a grandfather playing with the grandchild, right? Why is they're telling an emotional story about you're living longer, you're enjoying your life, the quality of life, right? So it's about market research that we know people are connected to and use those research for intelligently and connecting with the public. And that's what exactly 𝐿𝐴𝐚𝐲𝐚 is saying, right? We need to have the right data if we're creating content, advertisement, education materials toward the public, and they're not connecting to those messages, or they don't quite understand because we have too much lingo, or we are teaching them on one area that doesn't really quite fit what they are searching for. Of course, the searchability is going to be low, and your conversion into what you're trying to solve in biotech life sciences, it's going to be a longer journey, right? And because pharma is already tough enough based on the nomenclatures and all the back end of what requires to create that. So makes sense of using an AI tool to help us to predict and gather the right data and simulate it. I want you to also tap into the collaborative way of guidance, because you guys have recently done a workshop where you selected 75 people who are in the arena of healthcare marketing and driving the right message and educating the public and creating softwares that exactly lead to their daily impact on their job role. So how did that idea got created in the first place? And then what did you guys actually create that people are already using right now?
So, anytime when we were talking to any technology team members ever, they would always go back to whiteboard. Let's, go to whiteboard and then find a solution to it. When we were in a conference, we used to listen to a lot of other people coming and sharing ideas, and then we would go back to our daily jobs and then continue daily jobs without any impact, without any change in our life. We would utilize that conference only as medium of networking, medium of upskilling ourselves for latest trends, know people who are who's who in the category and industry. Then we also parallelly were trying to understand what you just mentioned about the different segments and language understanding. When it comes to healthcare, there are two key components to healthcare. One, which is patient, another, which is HCP. And patient and HCP doesn't speak the same language. That came up as one of the big learning area when we were planning out these things, because this event is because physician understand way complex stuff, very technical language. Their search or the pattern they learn or the things that they look up are very technical in nature, and they look for certain type of information materials. They look up, their behavior to search data is very different versus a consumer who is trying to figure out what issues they have through symptoms and then gradually land, and they're using the simple language. The first challenge that we felt that really needs to be addressed is when a physician is thinking here, a patient is thinking here, to bridge that gap and find a common path which is more easily understood. And marketer has to talk to both patient and physician. So what we wanted to create together was to create a solution that help marketer bridge that gap, help marketer have more insights where they can action it in real time. We actually interviewed and met almost 400 people, who industry leaders, brains, who actually wanted to participate in this event. It was called Health Decode. When we got so many application, of course that was an overwhelming response we got, and we had to pick and make our bets because our entire program was built for 75 people. 75 people, best brains in the category industry, people who have really created an impact in their organizations and place and category and industry overall, came together, brainstorm, worked in lot of multiple smaller groups, and created a product which was built, tested, and then passed on into beta phase to some of our beta partners to further keep working on it. That product has been fantastically overwhelming results that we have got from that product. And I think we are very hopeful that we will do a lot more of these collaborative maker session. All of the people that became maker, I feel that so connected to them because they are as much as a co-founder or a maker as I feel that I have built this organization or any product in my life.
Yeah, that's the excitement, right? Like you have hundreds of applications and only be able to select the best 75. And these people are so engaged with you on co-collaboration because they wanted to build it for their own use. And I think you got definitely hit a nail on the head by saying when we go to these large conferences, we're so excited. This talk, that talk, this panel, I'm seeing aisles of aisles demos. But then what's going to happen right after? Or some of us have endless conversation with startup, with executive, with the investors, and then half the time people forget what they even talked about, right? So of course, your follow up, your nurturing way is going to be difficult. So you guys are bringing people exactly right together and start building it right there and really become more practical solution on what people are looking for. Give me a 60-second summary about at the end of the day, what was the name of the product you guys are building and then how people are using it now?
It's called Daily Command. We actually never named the product. It was named by those 75 makers. We had few shortlisted versions where everybody voted it and picked up the name that to the product that they built together. And we always feel that people who have to face the problem should own the solutions as well. And hence that maker concept really helped them build a solution that helps them each and every day. What this product does is to simplify and bring all data that exists. And in healthcare, the tons of data available. There are claim data, there are sales data, there are CRM data, there are signals that are available, there are physician data that is available, patient data that is available. Bringing all of that data together to identify and have a sparring partner where you can actually chat, talk, or brainstorm ideas about building out strategies, identifying media plan, keep a track of trends. So use it like a daily partner where when you log in for your workday, go to that, identify where your brand stands. Is there any big issue in the category that happened? Any big announcement? With so many news every single day, there's so much happens overnight. It's important to keep a track, and especially when it comes to healthcare, considering that there are so many variables from geographic to ethnicity, other cultural nuances that impacts your health trends overall. Those data really are something that marketer used to look up, search, and find solutions, see patterns. This tool does all of that.
Yeah, that's the critical thing is when you do true market research, it takes so much time. When you create something like the daily command that filters and synthesize based on your industry, because we understand healthcare have so many niches, right? You can be life science and biotech is very different than people are purely interoperability. And it's also different from the each of the disease subspecialty, right? Your primary care is all over a broad spectrum, but your cardiologist, your oncologist, your dermatologist, ENT, everyone's going to have a different trend in what's happening in the market. The next big innovation, what's the new device that they might want to use, tracking issue, right? So when you have the right data synthesized, analyzed every day, every week, however that is set up for you, and then you can be more up to date. And you can not just we're checking trends, but really following the direction where the market is going. And I think many of us from the traditional marketing, we say that, yes, we create your 3 months plan for marketing, but it's actually about the timing of implementation. Really quickly review this data point on your sales marketing data point on how things are working so you can quickly make the adjustment decision and keep moving forward. If we delay that progression, then actually you probably is missing the mark than your competitor. So it's so important for an AI tool. What DocCare can do is about bringing people in the most timely way. And I think what's also amazing is you guys are collaboratively creating these. And some of your other case study, I believe what you mentioned was that even when physicians, right, on Epic, Cerner, they're putting in a medication prescribing to the patients, and that medication might be still has a high ticket, and you guys connected with the pharma and life sciences are able to suggest there are a coupon discount code or there's other ways patient can get to those medication. Therefore, they are ensuring patient are being compliant and did not go to the pharmacy because it's too expensive for them, right? So you guys are really building a holistic way of creating AI, not just an automation, not just a tool, but it's part of the daily work function as we go forward. So I'm so excited for everything that you guys have been doing. We know we're going to link up many of your current workflow product in our show note. And then how can people best continue to have that discussion with you, whether they wanted to run a similar event like what you guys did for that 75 people, more perhaps smaller for their own organization, or using what DocCare has already created?
We are available through LinkedIn or our website. Anybody can reach out and connect. We would love to have collaborate and build out. We are actually doing a lot of those such session with different pharma companies and agencies who are trying to make move towards AI. Every company has mandate to work on AI, and the tool that we have built, which is Daily Command, works like a superpower to marketers, works like a partner to physician, where they are able to identify and find out the right insights when they really need it, not after or before, and works like an affordability partner for a patient, where they are able to comfortably find the right kind of copay, right kind of affordability support that are available in the market for them to really stick on prescription. So we are always available and would love to chat with anybody who's interested in knowing more about what things we are bringing to market.
Amazing. And also, we know 𝐿𝐚𝐸𝐴 is such an amazing speaker, award winning, a women led company. And for anybody who wanted to explore more AI related, connect with her directly. What's the best way? Is it LinkedIn to reach out to you personally, or is that email?
LinkedIn would be perfect.
Perfect. All right. We love LinkedIn. We know LinkedIn is a great support for many of our professional relationship. So send her a message and tip for you. Make sure you add a personal message that you heard her talk on our podcast, because herself and me, we always get so many LinkedIn requests. If we don't really know where you're coming in from, it's harder to judge who to accept going through the inbox. So always add a personal message. And I can't wait to see all the other amazing things that you guys are creating in the ecosystem and continue to support you as you guys are expanding into more physicians' hand, more patients, to bridge the gap on the newer life science product and how physicians are able to support patients in leveraging these AI technologies. So until next time, bye guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Remember, the positive change we're seeking starts right here with me and you. If you are a fan of the show, or if you are just having struggles or success that you're either experienced in the past or are experiencing now in the healthcare industry, these matter to all of us. I want to hear from you. Visit sabrinarumback.com/connect and send me a direct message. Talk soon.